Okay, because for some stupid reason I didn't think I have enough videos to make, this morning in the planning I added a whole separate video that I have to make, and this is that video. My name is Chris Thomas. I'm the founder of MultiGP. I want to talk to you about finding a venue to host a race. When you're looking for a place to host a race, number one, you've got to think about what are you going to race. Are you going to race wings? Wings require the most space. You need at least a couple of football fields because they're really going to move. They need a lot of places to fly. Mini quads, which size of about a soccer field or football field, that's a good area there. A micro quad, which would be like a 130 or less little brushless machine. Those you can either go indoor or outdoor. I would say about half the size of a football field, but even if necessary, you can squeeze into a smaller location. Or a tiny whoop. You can fly a tiny whoop anywhere. I recommend you do it indoors. If it's windy, you're not going to go forward when you're flying into the wind. So indoors is really the proper venue. Once you've decided what you're going to fly, then you need to assess the actual location where you're going to run a race. When you're flying wings or mini quads or even micros, you've got to be careful of people and you've got to be careful of property. So if you're assessing a field, think about what's around that field. Is there a walking path where people will be walking from the left side to the right side? Is there a neighboring field where someone may be playing soccer or other activities? Or is it wooded and blocked off? You need to build a course design around keeping other people off of your race course. It's one thing when a pilot walks onto the course, they know what's going on. It's another when someone out of the blue decides to walk into that. Once you've determined that and you've made sure that the field and the area is going to be safe, then you need to do the layout of the course. So, look at certain things, for example, where the pilots are going to be flying at full speed and then making a tight turn. You don't want to build that course in an area where the aircraft may lose control and end up crashing into a building or into a group of people. You build that course based on those safety requirements. You also want to look around for large metal objects. Metal objects are going to reflect the video signals. So if you build a course and there's metal objects nearby, you need to make sure that your antennas for receiving video are not pointing right at that reflecting surface, or else it's going to create problems for you. Once everything's been designed, you need to find an area to set up the pilots. It's always best to put them on the far corner of a course. Even though it doesn't seem to make sense, the further you put the pilots away from the course, the better the video is going to be. The reason is, most of the time when there's problems or interference, it's because of someone else's aircraft being too close to one of the pilots receiving video. The closer they get, the more problems they have. You also want to make sure you pay attention to the start-finish line. It's a good idea to have the aircraft straight and level whenever they pass through that start-finish line. That way, for your spotters and for your timing system, it's easy to judge who made it through the line. Those are the basics in finding a venue. You can look for public fields by talking to your local parks or your local city. It's always best to explain to them about the potential of running a big event in your town. That seems to get their ears to perk up. You also could look for private fields. Find someone who has an unused, undeveloped field. If you form an AMA chapter, you can provide them insurance to protect them when you're using that field. Or the other piece to look at is AMA clubs. There are over 2,500 clubs here in the US where they have a designated flying field. And as long as they know that you're not going to come in and trash the place or make a mess of it, there's a good chance they may let you run their race there. Good luck in finding a venue.